In today's video, we'll be talking about the PlayStation 5 possibly releasing in 2019. One analyst does think so. God of War has just received a major update, and now you have reason to go back and play through the game one more time. On top of that, Cyberpunk 2077 will be getting more information as we head into Gamescom. We've got the release date available for From Software's next game in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and it'll be coming rather soon. And we also have some unfortunate news for those of you looking forward to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That game has been delayed, and one version of the title has actually been cancelled. More on that in a little bit. First, let's talk about the possible release of the PlayStation 5, and we've been talking a lot about the PS5 over the last 6 months or so because we are coming to that point. The PlayStation 4 has been released for almost 5 years, and typically prior to the PlayStation 3, a console generation would be around 5 to 6 years. It wasn't always the case where we had these 8-year console generation, and even now, heading into 2019, by the time we get into fall 2019, that would be 6 years since the release of the PlayStation 4. Again, we're getting to that point where it's reasonable to talk about the PlayStation 5. I know some people are disappointed because we just had the release of the PlayStation 4 Pro, but really that isn't a new console and it was never promoted as a brand new console. That's why the same games run on both platforms. Sometime very soon, we're gonna hear about a PlayStation 5, and one analyst, Hideki Yasuda from Ace Economic Research, thinks that the PlayStation 5 might come at the end of 2019. However, due to supply constraints, it might be pushed back to 2020 for a worldwide release. I think at the very least, you can say that the popularity of consoles is higher than ever. The PlayStation 4 has done incredibly well from a commercial standpoint, and it's still trucking along. Personally, do I want a PlayStation 5? Well, I will always be for better performance, better resolutions, better visuals, but I know for those of you, especially if you are on a tight budget and you just picked up a PS4, having a PS5 release so soon would be rather disappointing. But again, we're coming up on that time frame. At the very least, if we don't see it in 2019, expect the PlayStation 5 to be released in 2020. That's why Sony, primarily this E3, they didn't focus on announcing brand new exclusives, rather they focused on showing more gameplay of exclusives already announced, because the studios that are in secrecy right now, like your Guerrilla Games, a Santa Monica that did just put out God of War, but a lot of these studios are working on next generation games. At least that's my speculation, but that just seems to make logical sense. Again, Hideki Yasuda thinks that the PlayStation 5 could be ready by the end of 2019, but due to parts shortage, it might be pushed to 2020. I think that 2020 window is the most likely, but hey, if it hits before 2020, that would be pretty exciting. If a PlayStation 5 was released in 2019, I think you would have to make a lot of those exclusives like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2. You either would have to make the PlayStation 5 backwards compatible, or you would have to make those titles cross-gen where there's a PlayStation 5 release and a PlayStation 4 release. But again, take all of that as rumor for now. What you don't have to take as rumor is the fact that God of War has a brand new update, and it's a pretty big update in that it's introducing New Game Plus, and it's live today. New Game Plus will allow you to relive the adventure of Kratos and Atreus while keeping all of your earned equipment and abilities. You can start a new game with all of your armors, talisman, enchantments, runic attacks, skills, and yes, even weapons. New Game Plus will once again let you pick the difficulty, but enemies will be leveled up accordingly, so choose the amount of challenge which suits you best. You'll be able to explore new customization options with more powerful versions of existing armors, talismans, and enchantments. You can collect scab slag, a new resource used by blacksmithing duo to craft perfect rarity level gear. There are a lot more new features being introduced in this update. I'll leave a link to the official PlayStation blog post, but they are introducing so much content, and a lot of developers and publishers with an update like this, they could have charged $9.99 or even $14.99 with all the content, but of course, Santa Monica Studio and Sony are putting out this update absolutely free, so if you want to play through God of War again, now you can do so while retaining a lot of your items and weapons. Moving on from that, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most anticipated games among gamers. We finally got a brand new trailer at E3, but it was another CG trailer. I know a lot of people were super excited just to see more of the game, but we didn't actually see gameplay. The gameplay that was shown off was behind closed doors, and only press got to see it. Everybody from the press has talked pretty openly about that gameplay demo, and it's been very, very positive, and I was hoping at Gamescom the public could get their eyes on that gameplay demo. Well, we are going to be getting some sort of new information at Gamescom. The Cyberpunk 2077 official Twitter page put out this, quote, "New system update available, update yes or no, updating please wait, system update successful, welcome to Gamescom version 2.18. Next update scheduled for Tuesday, August 21st. Now, if you don't know, that is when the Gamescom press conference is going to happen. A lot of new information is going to come out of that, and I hope we finally see some Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay. Enough with these CG trailers. I'm done with the CG trailers. This is a brand new IP. It's time for gamers to actually see gameplay of the title, and I think another CG trailer would be very, very disappointing. But at the very least, you can expect some sort of brand new information coming to you Tuesday, August 21st as a part of Gamescom 2018. Moving Moving on from that, one of the highly anticipated games of 2019, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. That is the latest game from Software, the guys that also did Dark Souls. They did Armored Core back in the day. Well, Sekiro now has a release date, and it is coming relatively soon, March 22nd, 2019. Along with the announcement of the release date, we got the reveal of a collector's edition. The collector's edition will include a copy of the game, a 7-inch Shinobi statue, a steelbook that looks really dope, a collectible art book, a map, a digital soundtrack, and replica game coins. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is another game that will make its presence known at Gamescom, and this is the first time that the game will be playable by the public. Features included in the Gamescom 2018 demo include sword combat, shinobi prosthetic, and resurrection. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, while it has some of the similar elements of Dark Souls, it is a very different experience. I would expect a challenging game, but something that is a little bit new to the From Software wheelhouse, which I can definitely respect them for trying something new, and Sekiro is shaping up very, very nicely. And now that early 2019 period is starting to take shape, and early 2019 in terms of game releases is just as heavy as fall 2018. I'm saying how heavy fall 2018 is. Well, look at these games we've got coming early 2019. Resident Evil 2 Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, Days Gone, Anthem, Metro Exodus, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I'm pretty sure Devil May Cry 5 is also releasing sometime in that early period, and I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more game announcements. That early period is gonna bring a lot of game releases. Sekiro is another title that is coming very early 2019, March 22nd. Again, a collector's edition also revealed. I'm pretty sure not too many people are gonna check that out, but hey, if you're the most avid of From Software fan, maybe that's something for you to take a look at.
Your death won't come easily.
And lastly, speaking of games coming in 2019, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has been delayed until 2019. And on top of the game being delayed from 2018 to 2019, I think most of us were expecting it to come in 2019. But hey, now we have the official word. The Vita version has also been officially canceled. Here's what they said about that. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience or disappointment, but rest assured we are working harder than ever to deliver the game we all made happen together. Please bear with us for a little longer, and I thank you for your continued support. That was said by Igarashi himself, and it seems like these Kickstarter games never meet their release date windows. That's why if you're looking at Kickstarter a game and they have that release date window listed, take that with a grain of salt. More often than not, it is going to come much, much later than that window that they have listed. Look at Mighty No. 9 and now look at Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. These games take a while to make, and they're being created by very small studios. Even if it sounds like the funding that they're getting is a lot, remember when you have to pay everyone in a studio, those funds, while they sound like a lot, will dissipate very, very quickly. Robert Periano, who's the global brand manager for 505 Games, the publisher for this title, he talked about the game being canceled on the Vita, and here's what he said. Being a huge PlayStation and Sony fan myself, I also know canceling the Vita version of the game may be disappointing to some of you, but with Sony's plans to discontinue the console and physical production of games, removing Vita titles from PlayStation Plus lineups, etc., it was unfortunate but a necessary decision to make. We really hope you'll continue to support us on one of the other platforms available. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was kickstarted all the way back in 2015. These games always take a long time to make, even though they have a lot of funding. You know that Koji Igarashi wants to deliver a great product, and Bloodstained is shaping up very nicely, so let's hope when it is released in 2019, let's hope for no more delays, that it does come out as a stellar product. That's gonna conclude this video, guys. Let us know your thoughts. The PlayStation 5, an analyst is suggesting that it might be released in late 2019, however, could be pushed to 2020 due to part shortages. God of War has a new update that's out today. It's adding New Game Plus. This is a significant update, and if you want to jump back into the game, now is the time to do so. Cyberpunk 2077 will be getting new information very, very soon at Gamescom. That'll be dropping Tuesday, August 21st. Let's have our fingers crossed. Some new gameplay, some gameplay for the first time, actually. That would be very exciting because I am sick of the CG trailers. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice has its release date confirmed March 22nd, 2019. That could be an early Game of the Year contender, so have a look out on that. That's From Software's latest game, and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has been delayed into 2019. Vita version is no more. That is unfortunate, but they say it was a necessary decision to make. That's gonna wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.